Hi team, it's me again, John Haynes from the International Coaching Academy. I'm going to ask you a question. What do you think is the two biggest fears in life? You've got it. Number one, of course, is fear of dying. And number two is standing on your feet, presenting and talking in public. People, even in the States now, that's gone to number one. Some people in the States would sooner drown than stand up and present in public. But as we all know, one day you're going to be asked to do that. And as Mark Twain said, take on your fear, and then the death of fear is certain. So I'm going to go through some fundamental principles of how to give a speech, how to do a presentation. Because one day, guaranteed, your boss will ask you to do a presentation to the colleagues or the board of directors. If you're a business owner, you'll have to go and present to some key players about your product. You could even be at university and you've got to do a presentation to your fellow students. You could even have to do a presentation for a new position or at a wedding. Whatever it is, one day you will have to do a presentation. So let's beat our fears and let's go through some of the key principles of how to do a confident presentation. Number one, the biggest reason why people fail doing a presentation or talking in public, because they let the nerves get better at them. The nerves take over and they stand there and they go blotchy and the hands start to shake and the voice is all over the place. But let me tell you this, nerves is a good thing as long as you control them. So what top presenters do before they go out to the audience, it could be 10 people, 5 people, 1,000 people, they go through a system of controlling the nerves. Number one, what they do, they take deep breaths. They breathe in for 5 seconds, hold it for 5 seconds, and breathe out for 5 seconds. They do that 10 times, and this controls the adrenaline. Also, guess what they also do? They twiddle the toes as they're waiting to stand up. They twiddle the toes, and that just sends little nerve energies up the body and calms them down. But the big thing they do, they use affirmations. See, negative people or people with low confidence always say, I can't do this, people are going to laugh at me, I'm going to forget the words. Not top professionals like you boys and girls. They say to themselves, I can do it, I can do it, I'm the best, I'm the best. It's going to be a brilliant presentation, I'm filled with confidence. And they talk to the right brain, and the right brain then controls the body. And then what top people do is visualize. They visualize themselves getting a standing ovation. They visualize themselves performing at the highest level, and then they control the nerves. Now, number two principle, of course, on my mind book, is your posture. It's the way you stand there. It's the first impression. So before you go out to your audience, ladies, gentlemen, please check your dress. Dress for success. Gentlemen, make sure your tie is all right. Your hair's okay, your cufflinks, whatever it is, you make sure you're right. And please, sometimes, just make sure the zip is up. I've seen so many people with the zip down, and they go, oh. And you ladies, as ever, you're always immaculately dressed, everybody. Make sure your hair and everything is presentable on you. And then, when you go on there, you stand there with confidence. Don't, please, it's the first impression. And people, by the way, are more impressed. 55% of any presentation is done through body language. The other 45% is made up of voice and your words. For 55% of you stand there and to protect your arms going astray, you look assertive and pretend you've got strings on your shoulders and somebody's pulling you up, and you smile. You don't look up. You don't look down, you don't look sideways, you be assertive and you smile. And as you start to speak, because you've controlled your nerves, you know what you're going to say, make sure you engage in everybody's eye contact. Just say there's a room of 20 people. If there's a room of 20 people, use the 3-second eye contact. Pretend you're talking to them all on a one-to-one basis, because the peripheral vision in the brain, you go around and as you're talking, one person, you'll stare into their eyes for 3 seconds. 3 seconds, and you go around the room, 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, and the person then feels you're engaging with them personally. If it's a large audience, just say there's 500 people, 400 people, do the W eye contact. So go up in one section, down, go up and down and down and down and down, and people, again, the brain just thinks you're talking to them, and that's an awesome way. So your body language is critical. And by the way, I'll give you more details on this if you need to contact me. But the last part of is your voice control. Your voice control is critical. Now, let me just say, any accent these days is cool. It doesn't have to be a BBC presenter. You could be Scottish, Welsh, Scouse, a Londoner. It doesn't matter anymore. A Brummie, all these fantastic people, as long as your voice is clear and pronounced and it's strong. So when you're talking, pretend everybody else in the room is deaf and they can't hear you. So higher your voice tone, and then control with the 3 P's. When you're talking, pitch it. Go soft, then go loud, and then pace it. Increase the speed, then slow it right down. But the big one is pause. All professional speakers know when to pause. They pause at given times, and they just go quiet, and everybody hangs on to the last word, waiting for the next profound sentence. And it's giving you time to think what you're going to say next. Sometimes you have to say, where am I, what am I going to say next? But by pausing, I just control myself. And people think pausing is cool. So there is just the tip of the iceberg, how to do a professional presentation. I'd like to give you more information on this. In fact, why don't you email me on success@john-haynes.co.uk or phone me 0845 9000 699 and check out my website, internationalcoachingacademy.org. We can do this together.